There's a lot to cram into this final episode. Not only is it the last episode of the series, but there's still a ton of work left to do, both with finishing touches we had already planned and some last-minute maintenance items to bring the Cayenne into better than Colorado condition. Even though the to-do list was stressful, we could rest easy with at least one accomplishment under our belts. The Cayenne was back at FCP Euro HQ in Connecticut, running and driving. And while yes, the hard part of getting it back here was technically done, we still had some work left for us to get things back to 100%, or 90%, or 80%. You get the idea.
When the car came off the shipping trailer from Colorado, some of the damage from our off-roading and rescue adventures set in. As it slowly bled out its power steering fluid all over our parking lot, we knew the first thing on our list of to-dos was a new steering rack. Lucky for us, we had a brand new Bosch rack sitting on our shelves. And yes, of course this would have been easier to do a week prior when the entire car was apart at Berg. But since when have we done things the easy way on this project?
Yo, that's some weird looking pizza, Mike.
No pizza, no beer, and because of that, the steering rack's not going back in. So figure it out, Ben.
Chinese food, sub-clause of pizza.
You let us know in the comments what you think. Is the Chinese food a good sub for pizza?
Once I can drive this car again, we're gonna have a huge pizza party and beer party.
You heard it here. Don't cut this.
Once Mike and I had the new steering rack back in the car, we decided to complete another item on our maintenance checklist we never got to, a transmission refresh.
They probably got it.
Ew.
Oh, it looks nice. Still got some red to it. Poor thing.
Still got the Colorado River water in it.
So we'll drop the filter next, and then we have to do, once the filter's out, you can see these lines here. This is where the transmission
Being in this thing is not fun.
This is where the transmission oil is actually wicking up into the cabin of the car. So we have new harnesses to put in there. The plan was to replace the fluids, gasket, transmission filter, and most importantly, the valve body harness, as we knew we were getting fluid traveling through the wiring harness and up to the TCU, which, as Nathan Brown reminded us, is a common issue on these cars. All relatively easy stuff, but not without a quick fight with some electrical connectors. My favorite. All right, as expected. 0 for 4 against electrical connectors. Mike came over and got these freaking things off. But we basically have to take these electrical connectors completely out of the transmission so that we can replace them. And if you're curious why, but you can see how drenched the insides of this harness are. And that's because if you look inside the actual receiving end, they're completely drenched in transmission fluid. So this is basically wicking up through the harness, up towards the TCU. And yeah, it's just not good. So that's why we're replacing these in the first place.
I'm gonna leave Ben all to that since he loves electrical connectors. And I'm just gonna watch Nate and Jacob build a cage for the 850.
Hey, Mike.
Bye.
It felt good to know that now, not only was the engine refreshed, but the transmission had a fresh start as well.
With the first two issues resolved, it was time to finish the last thing on the mechanical list. To get rid of the clunks and excessive wear our front suspension had been showing. Off-roading in Colorado and subsequently dragging it out without air suspension absolutely ruined our front control arms. Excessive noise, plus visible play in the bushings meant it was time to install our 957 front suspension refresh kit, which included new TRW tie rods along with Myla HD upper and lower control arms. With the beefier HD bushings, we knew we were setting up the Yippie Cayenne for success on future trails and long tow trips across the country.
What do we got, baby?
All right, Mike, a few goodies in the trunk. I know we just finished all the mechanicals that were kind of carryover.
It's having beer time.
It is not food, not pizza or beer. That's coming, I promise. Few last things on the list. So these were technically supposed to be done before the Cayenne became the Titanic, but we didn't have the parts yet. And so, yeah, it went Colorado bound, and then 6 months later, here we are trying to work on it. So in here is a full tire rack holder back here with a table from Eurowise. At first I wasn't dead set on this, but after going to Colorado and luckily bringing a spare tire, because we had that massive blowout when we were pulling the car out, I realized like I'm not ever gonna go on a trail without a spare. We can still trailer from it. Okay. So Mike had it tested down there where we can actually still put out our aluminum trailer with the race car on it. Still pull it as we wanted to. This is like icing on the cake. Just a few finishing touches.
Let's freaking do it, baby.
This tire carrier kicked things off, and as with the other Eurowise products we had put on the car, it came together with ease. Mike and I were able to quickly assemble it piece by piece and have it mounted onto the car in no time.
Let's cut to the footage where Ben's like, where are the keys to get the hitch off, blah, blah. They're in this thing, which is in here. All right, let's get some pizza. Let's get some beers. Let's wrap up this episode and hit the mountains.
Now we just gotta go do some more electrical work, Mike.
Right.
Rear floodlights were next, but we needed to find exactly where we wanted to mount them first. Once we found the sweet spot, all we needed to do was make some custom brackets to mount them to our roof rack. Now, after mounting and aiming the lights with just enough clearance to the rear spoiler, it was time to wire everything up to our controller. These rear lights are one of my favorite things we put on the car, as I've had to fumble around late at night at the track with a cell phone light trying to unload a car off of a trailer way too many times. Next on our list of finishing touches was something Alex Frank, resident woodworker and our VP of Operations, and I had been excited to make since the very start of this project, our rear cabinet build-out. Now imagine having something that housed spare parts for a race car, a built-in tool drawer, and clean storage space for long weekend trips to the track or on the trails. Furthermore, we wanted this design to be accessible to anyone with a 957 if they wanted to build the same thing. Now to start this project, we scanned the trunk of the Cayenne in 3D to give a massive head start to when it came time to do the actual design. All right, so before we begin the build out for the Cayenne's rear section with the tool trays and everything, we actually have David Little here from Service Visuals. What'd you bring for a tool? Like, what are we looking at doing
So
here?
we're using the Artec EVA scanner.
And you're not worried about this being carpeted, or it's kind of dark right now, we have it like up on the lift, but...
The scanner takes care of all the texture. It's got all that. It's got built-in lighting.
So, David, that took 45 seconds, a minute?
About a minute.
And we have a fully baked out interior of the Cayenne, which we can now go into 3D and I can actually model what I want to do, play with different variations without measuring 1,000 times. I mean, it's pretty amazing for how quick that is.
It is incredible. And you have all the measurements here.
So this is perfect because basically I'll be able to go to Alex and say, hey, here's the dimensions, here's the plans that we need to do, here's where I want to add a drawer system, here's how long it needs to do, and he can actually go in and say, okay, this is what I need to cut, here's where we're drilling. I mean, this is a massive time saver. So cool. So from here, we'll take this into Maya, which is my old preferred modeling package. I will mock something up for Alex, and then we'll go to the wood shop. After my 101 lesson in cabinetry design, it was time to get on a computer and create some 3D mockups to be able to send over to the CNC shop. We knew some of what we were doing was going to be iterated on and changed down the line, but needed to figure out our layout and a plan to start from. Luckily, we work with a local company, DeCarl Cabinetry, to build all types of projects for us around our offices here at FCP Euro. They were eager to help out on the Cayenne, so to their shop, we went.
So my name is Dave Brandt. I work here at DeCarl Cabinetry in Milford. This is our cabinet shop, and we've been asked to cut some parts on our CNC router. And the geometry that was sent to us is right here on the screen. And from there, I apply tool path and tool directions to the geometry, and then we send the program out to the CNC router. So this is what the plywood looks like when it's got the tool paths applied to it and the nesting complete. And so this is what's going to get cut out of the first sheet of plywood, which is on the machine right now, and we'll see how we do.
Our choice of wood for this project was 3/4-inch 5-ply birch plywood because of its strength, look, and cost, especially since this was more of a prototype than anything. Cut by cut, piece by piece, our cabinet was coming to life. Now, I'm no woodworker, but with the aid of Alex, the DeCarl team, and a bit of guesswork, we came out with something pretty close to our original vision.
Oh yeah, and that's how it's done. Right there, it's all done.
Early the next morning, we took our plywood jigsaw puzzle over to Alex's basement. And by basement, I mean awesome at-home wood shop, where we'd be all hands on deck to build our cabinet. Now, even though we didn't mention it, there's always a deadline. And in this case, it was our first FCP Euro Sunday motoring meet at Lime Rock Park, where we had, in fact, planned to shoot this very finale, which was only 2 days after we arrived at Alex's basement. Lucky for us, as intended, the cabinet came together just like a puzzle. From the tools and techniques used to build something out of wood to the methods of mounting it, the various ways to finish it, this project truly represents the culmination of a lot of expertise across so many areas. While there was still some finishing work to do, the finish line was in sight. Oh man, is that satisfying? Well, Alex, you proved me wrong. We had like 2 hours this morning to do this before we had to get back to work. We have a freaking cabinet.
Nice and fast. All the prep work that went into it, all the good design work that you guys did, the CNC.
And bodies. I mean, helpful hands definitely was clutch. Let's see if it fits in the car. I didn't measure anything, so I just walk in.
Well,
hopefully
we'll
it gets
find
in. All right, let's put this thing in. I don't know if we're gonna mount it today because we still have some finishing work to do, but let's at least get it back in the Cayenne so we can get back to the shop.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
That's nice.
This
looks good.
Look at that. These are perfectly. See, did some measurements. Good sh. Oh, Lewis, what was that? Is that an Arizona high five? Next on the list of finishing touches was a proper spa day for the Cayenne. It seemed right to cleanse the bad spirits and river remnants off the Cayenne's traumatized clear coat, along with fixing headlights that were barely clear enough to be functional. This was a level of detail that would bring the Cayenne into better than new territory, as if it had just rolled off the line in Stuttgart. As someone who literally never washed any of my cars, this would never have happened without the team from Connecticut Auto Professionals offering to lend us a hand. The Cayenne kept some of its well-earned battle scars, but by the end of the detailing and ceramic coating process, I could feel the car smiling back at me as it glistened in the sun with its swirlless clear coat, showing flake beneath it I had never seen before. She cleaned up well. Last but not least, the public reveal, the finish line, the last event. FCP Euro's inaugural Sunday motoring meet at Lime Rock Park marked the perfect opportunity to let the public experience our 10% Cayenne in the flesh. The payoff of incorporating the cabinets with the awning and blending our digital with in-person community was what we had always hoped for with this build, all while still admiring the blend of luxury and duct tape. Now, we didn't forget about that very last checkbox, which was to showcase the Cayenne's towing capability. For this, we worked with our fellow Gridlife partner, Rox Trailers out of Ohio, to source us a lightweight TrailX 20-foot trailer. Weighing under 1,000 pounds with a clean 80/20 aluminum construction and a built-in tire carrier for extra wheels and tires, it was the perfect companion for any vehicle at any racetrack. With the trailer hitched up to our tow pig and Mike's 996 loaded up, we decided to take a trip down memory lane and head back to where this whole project began. It was time to sit back and take it all in. All right, Mike. I think literally a year later.
365 days.
You know when Facebook tells you like, hey, a year ago?
Memories?
That was like a week ago from buying the car. Now we've had pizza, we've had beer.
Finally.
I think we have 100% Cayenne.
I would say we have 100%.
110% adventure.
2,000% effort.
And 100% Cayenne.
100% Cayenne.
Man, it's been a journey. I mean, we literally, we sat here and talked about it the day we got
Quite literally. And at that time, I still didn't believe you.
I think you said something along the lines of...
How are we gonna get this black, basic looking 12-year-old 957 to be a build and not just another vehicle with wheels on it?
I'd say we've got more to talk about the wheels and suspension.
I think we hit every single nut and bolt on this Cayenne and then some.
I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I also remember the pitch to you here where it was like, hey, this is gonna get like a full Eurowise treatment, you get a custom bumper, skid plates, proper rock sliders. I wanna pop out a 270 canopy. Rooftop tents are a thing right now. I do need a place to sleep when I'm at the track. We are going to build custom cabinetry in the back, so full pull-outs. I mean, I'm so just looking at it.
We freaking did it, baby.
I could not have done any of this without you. And honestly, the rest of the community. Like how many places did we go? How many people did we meet?
How many hands touched this vehicle?
That's what I love about it. This
really
is more
is.
than my personal car. I love that I'm able to drive it around and bring it places and let other people experience it. But this is the most car community thing that I've ever been able to do. And it's only thanks to the people like you and everybody else who helped. So I genuinely appreciate it. I'm sorry I took this long to get you some pizza and beer.
It was well worth the wait.
Yeah, I hope so. But there's a lot of potential for this car. Like this project does not die here today.
It doesn't end.
It literally starts living. So it's gonna be at Gridlife events. It's gonna be towing the race car, maybe your broken 996, whatever it needs to pull.
Now we can put it to actual work.
Yeah, well, that honestly wraps up the Cayenne series. Thank you to our sponsors, obviously anybody who helped out. We could not have done this without them.
Thank you, FCP Euro.
And FCP Euro for allowing us to do this. And it's a weekend, so we're allowed to drink beers.
Yeah, like O'Malley beers.
What did Stefan say? Prost.
Prost.
So we hope you all enjoyed the Yippie Cayenne series. This was obviously something pretty different for our channel, and we'd like to do more of it.
If you have any comments or questions for Ben on anything that you saw during this whole build series, please leave it in the comment box below. It helps us and it makes us want to do more videos like this, and hopefully you'll be seeing us soon on the next build series.
Yeah, stay tuned and subscribe if you haven't already. I mean, I am. Well, I think that's why they say never call a project done.
Back to the drawing board. You get the tent, I'll get the awning. I told you to do the freaking starter, dude.
Yeah, you weren't there, it's your fault.
We wouldn't have been there if I was there. Did you get the beer?
It's nice, right?